And hello, everybody. So excited to see a lot of familiar faces here. Team Guidely members. Hi, Whitney. We're excited to
Hi,
host.
Amir.
We're excited to host our dear friend here. I'll wait a couple minutes before I make our real introduction. So as you hop on, guys, if you don't mind dropping in the chat, where are you from and how are you feeling right now?
So fun.
Yeah.
Massachusetts, tired and sad.
Hmm.
Sending you love. Sacramento, fun. Denver, also sad. Okay, I can meet you guys there. Venice, excited. Oh, that's awesome. Los Angeles, exhausted, feeling relaxed from Olympia. I like it. It's a long weekend. Thank you all for joining us on this holiday weekend.
Who else? We have a few Guidely team members on this as well. Hannah is our community manager. Hi, Hannah. Jamie is our chief of staff. Hi, Jamie. Devin is our content manager. I thought I saw her.
Somewhere.
She's here.
Yep.
Gaia is our social media. Hi, Gaia. And I think that's all team members. So I think I'm going to start with maybe introducing us.
Sounds good.
Shannon Woodruff, my co-founder, my partner, and our chief guidance officer. My name is Amir Glogau, and I'm the chairman and CEO of Guidely. I'm the co-founder, and I'm excited to be here. I feel a little excitement in my. So Guidely is a community and a marketplace that help provide a safe space for people to go through the journey of life. And our mission is to meet each individual where they are and really provide the tools to go through the journey of life. And we do that with the help and support of guides like Whitney, incredible guides from all over the world that have gone through or multiple chapters that we're about to embark on and have tools and compassion and really incredible gifts to share with other audiences. So, right?
Yes.
Anything to add on Guidely?
No, I think you're joining us for a meditation and a little mini workshop on, maybe creativity or self-discovery, but we have 100 guides that specialize in 16 different topics. So topics like grief or relationships or communication. And every month we put on a workshop like this that's free, really just to get together and connect. And this kind of thing is happening weekly inside the community. So we'd be excited to welcome you there. And we're very excited to welcome Whitney. I have worked with Whitney through the 22 Days of Tara course. I'm sure it has a different title, but it was incredible and transformative for me. Every day we did a mantra meditation and a painting of Tara. And at the end of the 22 days, not only did I have this big, beautiful canvas of Tara that's hanging in my bedroom, but I had a habit and a practice of mindfulness, check-in, ritual, and I'd love to go back to it. So I know the gifts that you bring, and I'm really excited to share you with our audience. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Whitney. Let's see. Whitney Freya is a published author, artist, entrepreneur, and creative muse. Her latest book is Rise Above, Free Your Mind One Brushstroke at a Time. It is an explosion of color, painting prompts, and inspirational teaching for life artists. Her unique approach to personal creativity has garnered her international media attention, including CBS News and appearances alongside Dr. Wayne Dyer, Donna Eden, and more. Thank you, Whitney.
Hi, Shannon. Hi, Amir. Hello,
Hi.
everyone. Yay! I'm so excited to circle up with everyone all around the world and the country. And Thank you for being here. And I'm really grateful to hear how you are feeling right now, and the sad and the exhausted and the excited and the inspired, all of it. Thank you for sharing and circling up with us. What I'm going to share today is a guided meditation that I received as I was opening up to just being a portal, frankly, for what I understood to be new paradigm teachings. And it was like me seeing a vision of that just has become more and more clear as these years have gone on, of life on this planet getting more complicated. And in my mind's eye, I was kind of seeing people ask those questions like, how do you stay inspired in this world? How do you feel hope? How do you cope with everything that's going on? And when I think back to me visualizing this in 2018, it seems pretty incredible. Life seems simpler even back then. So I'm very grateful to be able to share this process with you today. I am passionate about how we as humans, who I believe are here to learn and to grow and to connect to our infinite selves, how we can like up-level our living experience on this planet. What I know for sure is we learn through contrast. And that has helped me in the past couple of weeks process a lot of the current events, understanding that we learn by seeing a lot of times what we're not, or what is contrasting what we're desiring. And it can serve to kind of fortify our resolve to be the change we want to see in the world, truly. I understood back in 1995 when I received the call to open an art center, which made zero sense because I had no art training whatsoever. I had been a passionate wannabe artist my whole life. And when I understood that there was a connection to be made between creating what we desire on the canvas and then creating what we desire into the art that is our lives, that idea came through, was my first unstoppable dream. And regardless of the fact that I had zero art training, zero business plans, I bought an old house, renovated it with some help from friends, and opened an art center. I learned at the art center how to paint and draw. I frankly kind of shocked some of the teachers that I ended up hiring, because they just assumed, right, if you own an art center, like you understand things like opposite colors or, composition. And I knew none of that. And so together with my clients, we learned this connection between using the visual arts as a practice to inform us, to remind us how to live life as art. So, you can think like your yoga practice, perhaps you have a yoga practice or a meditation practice, or, maybe just taking your daily walk is a practice, right? We don't do those things to become like Olympic athletes or, be recruited for some, yoga professional challenge or something, right? We do it because we understand that it helps our overall wellness. And for me, this painting practice is like that. I've guided thousands of people over the last 26 years into this painting practice. And for me, I have zero interest in like how you're painting, dimension or shadow or any of those kinds of things. It's about expressing ourselves authentically. It's about getting to know who we are. You can see as you paint how you react to things, and then you can practice, being more wild and free at the canvas, or more detail oriented, which is often my intention. It becomes a meditation. It brings you present. And about 7-8 years ago, the guided meditations came up alongside the painting practice. I fell in love with meditations like this and how they can bring us present and, kind of create this new reality for us in the moment. So this unstoppable dream meditation that I'm going to share is one that I received in the kind of new year, the holiday season of 2018. On December 30th, 2018, I put on a nice sleeping mask, right? That was a blackout mask. And my intent was to spend the next 20 hours in complete darkness. It's funny, I remember right before I put on the mask, I was like, answering some emails, trying to be like, I'm going into the dark, everyone. And then I'm like, wait a second, what am I going to eat? How am I going to do this? And I set out like an orange and some food. I don't think I ate the whole time. I don't know. I wasn't hungry. And then I put on the mask. So it's funny, right? Like you're rushing around taking care of these things, intending to have this very deep spiritual experience. And that's the dance, right? We're human and we are infinite beings. So during that 20 hours, I slept, I meditated, and during the meditations, I was given kind of a little bit throughout the 20 hours. What I began to understand was a teaching, a practice that I could share with others. And it was inspired by the desire to be able to answer the question, or I think the desire we all have, like, tell me the simplest way I can ensure that I am living a life that is more characterized by an inner peace, by what I love, rather than the things outside of myself. Like, tell me, how can I do it, right? Like, what's a technique? And this unstoppable dream meditation that I'm about to share is what I received. I was shown first sacred geometry. There's a sacred geometric figure that you're probably all very aware of. It's called Metatron's cube. It looks like this. This is from my Unstoppable Dream journal. So it's in 3 dimensions. It's the intersection of 2 pyramids from above and below. It's created from the flower of life. So you can see the circles in the background. So you create the flower of life, which starts with the seed of life. And this Metatron's cube is powerful. It contains within it the symbols for all the Platonic solids. So it's seen as this very like foundational blueprint, so to speak. And I understood that sacred geometry could provide this bridge between kind of our logical, rational, action-oriented past-future mind and our present moment, intuitive, creative mind, which I've also referred to in the past as left-right hemisphere ways of thinking. I've read in a book on quantum physics that the left hemisphere, that rational, logical mind, will resist all change until it perceives unity. So I understood that the sacred geometry, because it is geometric in math and scientists, like scientists love sacred geometry, mystics love sacred geometry. I think all of us find it very pleasing, right? It is reflected in nature. It's reflected in the building blocks of matter. So that helps to create a bridge between this logical, rational, fear-based mind, which gets triggered a lot, right? And our expansive, intuitive, present moment, creative, right hemisphere mind. And so that was the first thing I saw. And that was, it felt like this being given, kind of this magic pill as far as, this is something just by bringing to mind the sacred geometry that can help to bring us present and harmonize the hemispheres of our brain. And then these 6 spheres is what I've understood them to be called, these 6 spheres that are always pictured around Metatron's cube became the spheres of wellness. And what I received in this meditation is that we can connect to ourselves through this symbol as the union of heaven and earth, light and matter. This upward facing pyramid is symbolic of us being grounded on this beautiful planet. We are all here very intentionally, and Mother Earth is surrounding us with the elements and the answers and the lessons and everything we need. She provides everything that sustains us physically, right? And then we're also part of the union of light and the energy, the subtle, the invisible world, the spaciousness. And that is symbolized by this downward facing pyramid. So I picture myself, and I encourage, anyone who enters into this conversation to imagine yourself, which we're going to in the meditation, imagine yourself within this sacred geometry. Kind of, I imagine myself sitting on the base of the upward facing pyramid, the earth pyramid, and then reaching up, in this very receptive position to receive the inspiration. Inspiration means spirit within, right? So I don't know about you all, but I love living inspired, right? Like receiving that guidance that just feels so right and aligned and true. So this is one way that I have drawn this unstoppable meditation. And that's part of the practice that I love to always introduce, encourage, and guide people into, because when we take what we are learning through language and we represent it in symbolic form, it's like the teaching sinks in deeper, right? Like, if you're watering a house plant or your garden, if you do it just a quick shallow watering, it doesn't really get to the roots. So I imagine when I take an idea or a quote or a mantra or a teaching to the canvas and intend to express it visually, it's like I'm getting this deep soak. I'm really sinking into the teaching, and I'm able to receive so much more than if I'm just thinking about it or talking about it or writing it. So this meditation is an invitation to remember, I believe you all know this deep down, how to care for yourself as a vibrational being. Okay, so most of us can understand or have heard or know that everything is energy, right? We also know that everything exists as energy first, and then it becomes matter. Right? If you've ever heard Liz Gilbert talk in her book, Big Magic, about how ideas are like swirling around looking for hosts, right? Looking for someone that's going to bring it into this physical reality. That's the nature of what we're talking about here. And what I realized is that to become unstoppable, whether it's to become, a content, happy, fulfilled person in a world that is, got some discordant elements going on, that we can choose from within how to be, and then open up to being this, like the vehicle through which things get created. The opposite is, feeling like I've got to figure this out and what am I supposed to do? And this kind of opening yourself up, become that is resonant to receive these ideas and dreams and visions. So what I would like to suggest and invite you to get curious about is, what if those desires that you have in your life, whether it's to travel to Greece or to drive a red Corvette or live looking at the ocean or the mountains, whatever the dream or vision is, what if it's been given to you? What if that dream or vision is knocking on your door saying, hey, we want to experience you driving a red Corvette or traveling through Greece. And the journey that you're going to take to get there is going to connect you to some people. It's going to awaken some awareness within you. It's going to require you taking back power. For a long time, my unstoppable dream was to buy my house. I was living in a rental after leaving my marriage and leaving the 700-acre ranch and the dream house that we had built, and moving into a rental and not knowing how I was going to manage to buy a house as like a solo, what do they even call it? A self-employed person, right? And so for a long time, that was my dream and vision. And so even though it was my house, what I got to experience and the limiting beliefs that I got to transmute into personal power have rippled out to other women business owners, to other artists and entrepreneurs, right? Because I had to take back power. I had to value myself and my work. I had to heal my wounds around just the word business and money and all of those things. So my intention with this meditation is to introduce you to a practice that will help you to create such an energy, such a level of vibration, which imagine like it's tuning, you know, to a radio station. We still remember radio stations, right? You know, tuning to the frequency where it is crystal clear what it is you desire and how to stay present and stay in action to see that desire fulfilled. And when when you remember that these desires that you have, that, you know, those desires in your heart that either feel in a moment, all of a sudden they come to you and they light you up, right? Or you get so excited about them, or those desires that you've had your whole life, you know, whether it's like a bucket list kind of desire or something you want to learn or something you want to express, that those are wanting to come through you. It's not all up to you. We can open up to being in this co-creative relationship. And in that space, we're following the clues, we're staying present, and we're taking one step at a time and allowing this vision to come through us. So it's kind of flipping or turning inside out the way most of us were raised, where it was like, you know, you've got to work hard, you've got to earn your stripes, you know, all of those kinds of teachings, which are not good or bad, right or wrong, but it's just like, how's it working for you? Right? So what if there was a new way to figure things out or get things done? And I found this to be very effective. So before we start the meditation, I want to invite you to draw this symbol for yourself, because again, and you don't have to show anybody, this isn't going to end up on a gallery wall, right? But when you draw it, it's like it brings it into your space in a more physicalized way. And it still blows me away how this whole practice is so powerful. So I want to invite you to draw. We're just going to do kind of a simple Metatron's cube. Okay, so on your paper, like I just have a little pad of paper here. First, just draw the upward facing triangle. And then we're going to draw the downward facing triangle. So see, it doesn't have to be perfectly symmetric. This is the six-pointed star, the Jewish star. These symbols are powerful. People have known for a long, long time the power of symbols. And then you can just draw in any way, shape, or form, draw 6 circles at the tip of each of the points of the star. So in the meditation, we are going to center ourselves in this starry space. So maybe you just draw a smiley face or a little stick figure, or if you want to draw yourself, you know, sitting there in meditation pose. I had one of my creatively fit coaches drew herself like the base of this pyramid was like a swing, and she's swinging on the bottom of the triangle. So however it's coming to you, and you may want to muse on this post this event as well. But just for today, right now, we're gonna just kind of bring this into our physical reality. Now, these 6 spheres of wellness are also fun to continue to allow to dance into your awareness in different ways. I see these as like that orb that Glinda the Good Witch arrives in The Wizard of Oz, you know, that glowing pink, just radiant orb. So I imagine these as that. This top sphere of wellness is the energy of love. So you can just write love in it or alongside it, whatever. So that's the first sphere of wellness. I could do a number 1 there. And then the second sphere of wellness is compassion. So you can just write compassion there. And the third sphere of wellness is courage. The fourth one at the bottom here is alignment. The fifth is gratitude. This feels like a little like kid cartoon character right now to me. I'm like seeing it dance onto the screen. And then this sixth one is presence. So, you know, I share this whole teaching in my book, 30 Days to Unstoppable. So just so you know, I go into all of these in so much depth in the relationship between the three that are on the triangle and across from each other. It's really amazing how much just musing with this symbol can teach you. But today what we're going to do is we're going to tap into these spheres of wellness. So you might imagine these spheres, they're like spinning, rotating around you, like planets around the sun, right? So these glowing orbs spinning, rotating around you, creating this space like a force field. I started teaching this process online in January 2020. And I remember being on a Zoom with the group, which we do a couple times each month, and then going into the Facebook group and saying, you guys, we're creating like a Noah's Ark. So when the shit hits the fan in the external world, we are safe inside of this space. And like a week later, you know, COVID bursts onto the scene and we all looked at each other like, oh my gosh. It was a perfect example of how when we just follow the inspiration, things come through in perfect timing, right? And these spheres of wellness, it's an opportunity to check in, which we will in the meditation, you know, as far as caring for ourselves as vibrational beings, you know, you can, it's this singing bowl that's coming up here. You can check in and like, okay, my sphere of love, is it big? Is it small? Is it half full? Is it overflowing? What color is it? Is it glowing? Is it kind of dull? Does it need to be polished? Right? Or my sphere of compassion. So the idea is that we can keep these spheres like full, radiant, glowing by paying attention to them, by focusing on the energy of these things, which again, we're going to do in the meditation. And that when we do that, we're literally creating such an energetic space that one, we will feel unstoppable. And then we can trust that when we're given an idea, no matter how crazy or illogical it is, that it's being given to us. And I'm sure I'll elaborate in the meditation how the sphere of presence can help us along with that. So this is a simple yet very full process that has lots to offer. So I am really excited to introduce you to it right now. Okay, so sorry, I was just looking at the comments in case there was anything I needed to answer. Thanks, Hannah. So now we're going to do the guided meditation. I invite you to get comfortable however you like. You could, you know, turn off your video. We can't see you or anything, you know, as far as anything moving forward. You can lie down, you can sit down. Some of you might want to move, you know, if you're into movement with meditation. I often find that very helpful. So just get comfy and let's meet the Unstoppable Dream Meditation and Unstoppable You. So I always start meditations for myself or for others by connecting to our breath. So bring your attention to your inhale, the exhale. Imagine yourself breathing yourself into the present moment. Whatever has been experienced by you today up until now just kind of dissolves as you inhale yourself into your center, into your core. Inhale and exhale. Exhale completely. Inhale into every cell of your body. And then feel yourself where you're sitting or standing or lying down. Like literally feel the seat on your sits bones or the texture of whatever is directly under your feet as it connects to the floor, the foundation underneath you, the ground under that. Feel the weight of your body. Connect to the earth that is underneath you, just outside your door, the window, the trees, the grass, the rocks. Perhaps there's water, mountains, sky. Feel yourself as a physicalized being. And imagine that you're sitting on the base of the pyramid that is pointing upwards to the sky. Safe and secure, grounded, supported by the earth around you. And then allow your awareness to drift up through the top of your head. And maybe imagine that you're gently floating above, looking up into the sky. You see the clouds. And allow your awareness to go up beyond the clouds until the stars come into focus. The starry spaciousness. Maybe you sense the energy sparkling around you. The ideas waiting to be realized, manifested on earth. Everything that's possible. Everything that ever has been or will be. Maybe you try and touch the edges of the spaciousness. And you realize there are no edges, no boundaries. And the starlight, you receive it almost like rain, like a gentle rain. And allow that starlight to rain down on you as you gently float back down. Down, down, down. Until you can feel yourself where you're sitting or lying down or standing. Grounded on the earth and open to everything that's possible. And in this place, you're able to remember that you are the union of light and matter. You are energy made visible. You are inspired. And from this place, you sense a light and energy, this orb above you, the sphere of love. So allow that to come into your awareness. Maybe you feel it, you see it. We are connecting to this energy of love. So you're invited to think of a color that you love. A flavor that you love. Your favorite morning beverage, coffee, tea, that you love to drink in the morning. The sunsets that you love. The people that you love. The places on earth that you love. A hike that you love, a beach that you love, a park that you love to walk through. Connect to all the ways that you are able to feel, experience, and express the energy of love. And just by allowing your attention to focus on the energy of love, you sense the sphere of love expanding, growing brighter. Maybe it changes color. It's like getting a love bath. So breathe all of that energy into your heart. And then the next sphere of wellness comes into your awareness, the sphere of compassion. Just receive this energy of compassion. What is your experience of it right now? Compassion, understanding, empathy, forgiveness, putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Self-compassion, allowing yourself to be human, to try, to fall, to try again. All the ways you share compassion with the world while standing in line, while talking to a friend. All the ways you send compassion around the world for those that are suffering, that are scared for their lives right now. You feel for them. You wish them well. You wish them peace and happiness and abundance. Compassion for yourself first, and then you're able to gift compassion to others. Breathe this energy also into your heart. Feel yourself as a compassionate being. I am compassion. And now the sphere of courage. Courage the ability to follow your heart, even when there are energies encouraging you otherwise. Courage, the energy that meets you on the threshold of something new. The strength to speak your truth, to say no, to say yes, to open up to things being different. Imagine your most courageous self right now. What does she look like? How does he stand? What is your relationship to the unknown in this courageous space? Maybe you remember a time in your life when you were courageous. When you jumped off the cliff into the pool of water below. Or you made a difficult decision that was in alignment with your truth. Or you allowed yourself to be a beginner again and show up to learn something new. Sphere of courage is an energy, is an ally to help you be the change you want to see in the world. I am courageous. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Breathe this feeling, this energy of courage into your heart space. And then the sphere of alignment, the energy of alignment comes into your awareness. Allow your breath to connect you to this feeling of alignment, breathing up and down from your root all the way to your crown and back down again. Alignment, being authentic, being true to yourself. It is directly underneath. It goes from your feet all the way through your heart, at the crown of your head, up to the sphere of love. That which you love is in alignment. Maybe you picture a tree in the fall with beautiful golden red leaves. Imagine you are this tree, grounded, rooted deeply in the rich earth, with your branches reaching towards the sky. And the leaves, the things that are not in alignment, simply detach softly, gracefully, and float away. Feel yourself breathing from your root to the tips of the branches. Your trunk in alignment, creating union between below and above. And those elements, those stories or beliefs that you have inside of you, the tasks, the relationships, the jobs, the commitments, Just anything that is not in alignment, just imagine them gently floating away. Alignment. I honor those things that I love that bring me joy. Every day I'm able to stand stronger and taller in my truth, express myself authentically. I can think of all the things that are in alignment in my life right now. I click the right link. I'm in this beautiful circle of people who are open to what is possible, to creating a world that is in alignment with the energy of love. And may this feeling of alignment expand in me every day, starting now. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Fifth sphere of wellness, the energy of gratitude just cascades into your awareness like a waterfall. I am grateful. I am so grateful to be here now. I am so grateful for the sunlight outside my window. I'm grateful for this air that I'm able to breathe. I am grateful for my warm bed. I'm grateful for the food in the cupboard. I am grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for all the hard lessons that I have learned. I'm grateful for the allies in my life and for those who have challenged me. I'm grateful for the color of the grass outside my window. I'm grateful for this moment, for the sound of the singing bowl, for my ability to be right here, right now. I get to fill up my sphere of gratitude in so many ways, just bringing to mind all the little things for which I am grateful. I'm grateful for the sunset. I'm grateful that the new moon coming up will make the stars even brighter. I'm grateful for this chair that I'm sitting in, the floor I'm standing on. I am so grateful. And then the sixth sphere of wellness, presence. What is your relationship to the now, to the feeling of being present? Just get curious. Is it something you experience regularly? Does it feel like a long lost friend? Maybe I don't remember the last time I felt present. Our sphere of compassion reminds us to be compassionate with ourselves. And breathe into this present moment right now. You don't have to do anything but to sit or stand or lie down and receive the sounds, the energy coming through into your space. Nothing else. No one else. There's wisdom in this present moment. The wisdom that doesn't know any of the mistakes you've made, any of the times that you've tried and failed. The present moment doesn't remember anything from your past. It has no fear of the future, no planning ahead, no worrying if it might work out. In the present moment, you are an infinite being, tapped into that spaciousness, the boundlessness. You feel this call, this attraction to this energy of presence. And you remember that in the present moment, the very next step, just the very next itty bitty, teeny tiny step is very clear. It's so close you can see it. There's no mystery. There's no dark corners. In the present moment, you can be guided to your very next step, your next brushstroke, your next thought. The sphere of wellness wants to help guide you to your most unstoppable you by giving you the guidance in the present moment, what you can do now, right now, right now, right now. So allow these spheres of wellness to create this like rainbow of light as they orbit around you, spiral around you, dance, bathe you in this energy and light, however you receive all the ways that it is creating this sacred space around you and within you. You sitting supported beautifully on Mother Earth, open to the sky, the possibility, the spaciousness. Love, compassion, courage, alignment, gratitude, and presence are your allies. Breathe them into your heart. Imagine every cell of your body receiving that energy from your heart, rippling out to the tips of your fingers and toes, the top of your head. Feel the lightness in this space. And allow yourself to receive in this moment a word or a message from your unstoppable you. Your unstoppable you wants you to know this right now. Just receive whatever comes to mind. Connect to your breath. Feel the inhale in the exhale. Breathe deeply into your belly and exhale completely. Allow this sacred geometry that is Metatron's cube to become visible in your mind's eye, to encapsulate the energy of this experience. A symbol you can bring to mind at any time, anywhere, any place from now on. Feel the temperature of the air on your skin, the feeling of the clothes, the temperature of the air. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes. Maybe you want to type in the chat for the benefit of all here, the word or the message you got from your unstoppable you. Offer a high vibration chat bath for everyone. Yes, beautiful. I love it. Princess, love. Pay attention to resonance and frequency. Evolve, healing. All is well. Beautiful. Thank you all for sharing. So in that meditation and through the symbol of Metatron's cube and the imagery, what we've done is we've created a space, a memory, an energy, right? Just like you can remember back, you know, when your favorite song from high school comes on or something, and it's like you're transported back to that time. So you can allow that symbol, or perhaps the image of the orbs, to just bring you back to that place of feeling centered, in a place of union. And you can allow those 6 spheres of wellness to kind of be a guide. You know, which one comes to mind? You can, even when you're brushing your teeth in the morning or doing the dishes or driving to work, you can just bring that symbol, this feeling to mind, and allow whichever sphere of wellness wants to dance with you in the moment to come into your awareness. Maybe gratitude will come, and it's like, okay, right. I'm grateful for the light. I'm grateful for the gas in the tank. I'm grateful for the soap to wash the dishes, right? Or maybe it's compassion. Like, oh, right, okay. I'm going to send compassion to that person that really pissed me off, right? So you can allow these spheres to kind of knock on the door of your awareness, or you can just as easily in the moment of your everyday, while you're doing whatever you're doing, you know, weeding the garden or opening up the computer, go into that grounded, open, love, compassion, courage, alignment, gratitude, presence, and just see what comes next, right? And then you can like get curious about what are all the ways I can keep those spheres full, keep my attention focused on. You know, I've talked to people and you can be like, what do you love to do? And they're like, what do I love to do? Right? When you're in this unstoppable meditation process, it's like, what do I love to do? I love to look at the sunset. I love when the tea is perfectly steeped. You know, I love hugs. You know, you're just like the things you love are rolling off your tongue, or the things that you're grateful for. Or maybe the sphere of presence comes in and reminds you, right, just breathe. Right now, all I have to do is drive home. Right now, all I have to do is answer this one email. Right? I'm very much into practical magic. So may that meditation continue to ripple out and serve you in the days to come and empower you to feel more and more unstoppable. Because right now, what I know for sure, is that because you are choosing to click these kinds of links, to tap into this kind of community that Guidely is creating, to nurture this kind of experience, you're responding to the world with an awareness that is deep inside of you that like, okay, it could be different. I just have a feeling it has to be different. I mean, that's a deep knowing that's coming from within you. And right now, it is so important for each of us to hold on to those things and nurture that feeling, those inclinations, that curiosity. Because when we do, that energy becomes us. It ripples out, just like you can feel the energy shift if someone walks in the room and they're super angry. They don't have to say anything, right? So you walking into a space, waiting in line at the post office, being in a business meeting, when you are choosing to focus on gratitude and courage and compassion and love, that makes a difference. And when you nurture that present moment and the things that you love in alignment, and you get the inspiration and courage comes alongside of you to say, okay, just what's the very next step, That's how we are going to create change on this planet and shift from why would we ever choose to live in fear to the world that lives by and is rooted and grounded in love. It is absolutely possible. That's why you're here. So thank you for being an agent of change and possibility in this world. It is very, very important. Thank you.
My goodness, Whitney. This is so incredibly powerful. I hear myself.
There is an echo.
Oh, there is an echo. Okay, now there's not.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So amazing and beautiful. You are beautiful and you are a beam of light, and we're so fortunate to host you today. And I really feel grateful for all the people who joined us. It was timely for me.
Timely for me.
Timely for you, and I believe timely for all of us. And if you have a few more minutes, Whitney, I would love for people to drop any questions that you have in the chat, and we'll go through them. In the meantime, we did offer people a free annual membership to Guidely. So we said we'll grant one today. If somebody here is not an already member, drop your name here and we'll do a little raffle and internally, and we'll more than happy to award an annual membership.
So what's in the membership is access to our content library, which is 2.5 years worth of workshops like this, our 21-day retreats, weekly live events like this. So it's about a $300 value. And that would just be for one of you for being here and get to know us a little better. So there's also an opportunity to work more deeply with Whitney. That will come out in your replay. Hannah can drop it in the chat here. Hannah's our community manager. And yeah, we're so happy we're here. So, and if there's questions, I would say, since we've got chat for names, maybe raise your hand or put them in the chat. We can cherry pick either. I'm still coming back to earth.
Yeah, I know. This
right?
was,
really beautiful.
This was really beautiful. And I had the pleasure of meeting Whitney. I think we concluded about 3 years ago, and have participated in a collaborative effort of creating a painting with words and geometry and multiple people, many people participating in it, and it was an and then Whitney kind of collected all of it together. And I think your art is not just on the canvas, it's also bringing people to themselves and together. So it's really beautiful, and we are so fortunate to have you here. Thank you so much, Whitney.
Thank you, Amir. It was so fun meeting you, and I'm just honored to be able to be a part of your creation here. Absolutely. I felt I was almost in the meditation. I was just, in case this inspires any questions, I was inspired to kind of give you guys an idea of a couple different practices quickly connected to these spheres. One of them with gratitude that I received in the meditation for this book was that we can send gratitude into our future. So if any of you are worried about anything, anyone have any worries? All right, if there's anything you're worried about, what you can do is you can just imagine that situation working out like the best way possible. Like it works out better than you ever could have imagined. And you just imagine yourself there in that situation, like, yes, this worked great. It worked, all the miracles, whatever it is, and send gratitude. Like imagine yourself in that moment expressing gratitude for how things have worked out. I've been doing that for the last 3 years since I received this teaching myself. I mean, that's what it feels like to me, like kind of like I read a book or, listened to a meditation. And it is so powerful because our default can be to worry, like we think of something we want and then we start worrying. And we literally, I do this, I start imagining the worst case scenarios. Why do we do that, right? So we can imagine the best case and then express gratitude in advance. Very, very powerful. And then the second super fun nugget that I got in the presence sphere was around, when we receive these dreams and visions, or, little or big, I want to lose 5 pounds, or I want to start a multi-million-dollar company, or anything in between. In the present moment, and I alluded this to a little bit in the meditation, in the very present moment, there's just the very next step. And it's always so easy. It's like, I want to travel to Greece. Well, what's the very next step? Okay, I'm going to search islands in Greece. So what's the very next step? Go on my computer. What's the very next? Open the computer. So like, I can do that. You just do that. And then you open the computer. It's like, okay, search engine, type in Greece, right? So like one step at a time, you can do anything. What happens often is we think of or we receive the dream, right? The vision, like, oh, I want to do that. And then we go way ahead, right? So like, it's like standing at the bottom of a mountain and like, oh, I want to climb to the top of that mountain. And then instead of just focusing on the very next step that's right in front of us, we look at how far it is between where we are and the top of the mountain. And we say, like, I don't know what's up there. I don't know how steep it gets. What if I get a blister? I don't know. I don't know if I have everything in my backpack. Blah, blah, blah. And we just stop. We never even take the first step. Right? And in the present moment, it's like one step. And I practice this all the time. I live in the Wild West, and it's not unusual for me to be walking up rivers, done that, or climbing, backcountry skiing, all the things. And I'll get that nervousness. And then I'm like, just take one more step. And I'm like, I'm going to have so much more information when I take one more step. And this is the kind of conversation I have when I'm by myself. So that practice, like those two nuggets, sending gratitude into your future and just staying so present that the very next step is like so easy. Like, Whitney, of course I can open my computer. I'm like, okay, well, you can't search it until the computer's open, right? Makes things just start to flow. So those are two kind of fun examples of ways this practice can expand.
That is really incredible, and to think how, if we remember how easily it can be implemented in our day-to-day life, even if it's just cooking dinner or working out or getting up to work or whatever it is, just the next step.
Mm-hmm.
So really beautiful.
Yeah.
So any questions here before we let Whitney go? I mean, I feel like I'm still vibrating this geometry. I have so many words and takeaways and ideas.
I would love to see if everyone wants to hold up their drawing, their active meditation here, if you're so inclined. It was really fun. We can shower the screen with Metatron's cube and our collective power magic.
Oh, I love the vessel that Hannah, that you painted, drew in the middle.
So,
Oh, and Devin, you're swinging on it. You like that one?
that's awesome.
Oh, Marla, you're on like a magic round carpet or sphere of, I love it.
So cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate everybody taking time from this Saturday afternoon on a weekend. Whitney, thank you. I know you just got back, so I'm sure still adjusting. Really appreciate you taking the time and leading this. We have 3 winners. Shannon announced them on the chat.
I've got the email addresses, but yeah.
And I think it's
Nora, Anne Marie, and
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah.
I've got your email addresses, so we'll be in touch. We're so excited to welcome you into the community. The rest of you are welcome to join us too. It's free. It's really fun. Lots of great events happening and ways to connect with our incredible guides like Whitney.
Our next keynote this month, we actually have a workshop, right?
Next month, we have a workshop with Dr. Harville Hendricks and Dr. Helen LaKelly Hunt. They are a married couple going to be providing an interactive workshop on safe conversations, which will be incredible. Lots of practical tips to implement to enhance the relationships in your life.
Bring with you anybody you want to work on your relationships with. It is incredible. So thank you so much. Let's all unmute and say hello and goodbye and thank you, so we can hear and feel you all.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you.
Blessings to all. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.